Blinded from Morris Elfbein, the Gin King of Miami Beach. Blinded from Morris Elfbein, the Gin King of Miami Beach.
Great. I hate imported toys. Hate them. I wish they didn't exist, especially those little baseball men with the springs in their neck to do this. What is that? Fuck that, right?
Fuck that.
Yeah, I hate that. Listen, why don't we do this? Like I said, put the package together. We'll block aside a couple of Saturday evenings, and we can discuss it, and you can take me through all the ins and outs.
Ins and outs?
Peace. All right, that part of that movie is hilarious. Okay, that's from this movie right here, Distinguished Gentleman, starring Eddie Murphy. Came out in 1992. See the Rotten Tomatoes rating is horrible, 13%. I kind of think that's kind of symbolic on the 13, but I ain't gonna get into that. Because you see 93% of users like it. I gave it a thumbs up myself. This is a good movie, great movie, and especially good for someone who has absolutely no idea of government. You can kind of see some of the stuff. You can get a good foundation to go off of with this movie and with another movie, this movie, which I'm gonna use a clip or two from this as well. I'm not 100% sure how far I'm gonna go into. Try to keep these kind of short, but
fuck that.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's a lot of information, and some of this stuff is just funny that I want you to see. It's just hilarious. So, like the beginning. So the other day, this COVID relief bill was given to the president to sign, pass through. I think the first House of Congress, I believe, the House of Representatives or something. I have no idea. I hadn't got all into it like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ain't gonna hold you. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. And I'm after you watch this video, you'll see why. Because they show you why in these movies. Why I tell you, yes, this stuff is important. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not to belittle it. It does impact our lives. But when you understand how this stuff really works and these people, I mean, you can just look at this. You can use this as an example of the truth. Look at this. This is a 5,000 page bill that was given off to the rest of the Congress to pass, right? The rest of government, the other branches of government to pass, right? And it's 5,000 pages in a bill called, look, I'm just going through some tweets because they can sum it up easier than I can. You know what I mean? A lot of these, obviously, it's a lot of intelligent people in the world in general. Okay, seems that Trump, I ain't gonna go to, what was I just said? I said more than 5,000 page bill called a COVID relief, 1.3 billion for Egypt, 85 for Cambodia, 4 million for Kennedy, 500 you see what I'm saying? A 5,000 page of that in COVID relief wrapped up in paper tells you U.S. all we need to know about the U.S. government. Okay, this should tell you, but you'll have a much better understanding after watching this video. So you'll see in this on here that the president, Mr. Trump, put up this video, right? And we're gonna go to it, and then later on we're gonna go through the whole. I'm gonna show you the whole video so you can get an understanding. But as I chop this up, and you can watch in this in these movies, show you the behind the scenes of what really be going on in our government, right?
Throughout the summer, Democrats cruelly blocked COVID relief legislation in an effort to advance their extreme left-wing agenda and influence the election. Then, a few months ago, Congress started negotiations on a new package to get urgently needed help to the American people. It's taken forever. However, the bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated. It really is a disgrace. For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity, it's called the COVID relief bill, but it has almost nothing to do with COVID.
All right, so you see Trump saying the same thing that they saying on Twitter, that it's a 5,000 page document that says COVID relief, but is honestly about a whole bunch of other stuff, right? So let's get back to the movie so we see how this all ties in. Now, this movie, right, give you the synopsis. In a conniving world of politics, even a professional shyster like Thomas Jefferson Johnson, this is important, I'm going to tell you in a minute, Eddie Murphy, can find himself outmatched. After using name recognition to get elected, Johnson enjoys many of the same financial perks as other politicians. However, while investigating the connection between electric companies and cancer in young children, man, he unexpectedly develops a conscience. Unfortunately, fellow Congressman Dick Dodge isn't about to let him rock the boat. All right, so you see what this movie is about: exposing corruption. All right, so let me go through the movie. We're gonna go through the movie and set some stuff up so you understand where he coming from, how he got to where he at, and then I ain't gonna show you the end of the movie because I don't want to spoil it, because I really want you to go watch the movie. It's a good movie, but it ties to some real stuff, You know what I mean?
Hey, para la tortilla!
Venga, will miss you, Baba.
Hey, what are you doing? Why are you locking me in? I gotta go get the tape.
I don't want you to give them the money until I get the tape in my hand. Come with me. Chief! By golly, am I glad to see you.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had an emergency.
You know, Sergeant... Where'd he go? Sergeant Brown, the Vice Squad.
We don't have a vice squad.
You don't have a... Son of a bitch!
Oh, waiter, where's my bourbon sour?
Oh, you must think I'm Kareem. I'm Jamal. He stiff you on your drinks, too? He fine. Kareem! Wait right there. Kareem, where's this woman's drink? This woman's thirsty, Kareem!
Olaf, I'm thinking of retiring from Congress.
You can't retire. You just promised all these people you're going to run again.
That was a political promise. Now, you know better to believe that.
Zeke, come here. Listen to this.
Have y'all seen a waiter come through out
No, I
here?
haven't, but Zeke, I need your help. Hey.
What's got into Zeke?
Damn if I know. Listen, Jeff, you know you got the best job in the world, don't you? Huh? You get to go hunting and fishing and skiing and golfing, the best resorts. Then you get to call it official business, huh? And Jeff, you know there's no aphrodisiac like power. I mean, are you tired of having the most beautiful and intelligent women in this country?
The joy's gone out of Congress, Olaf. You know, that perks thing was the last straw, and you know, who needs the aggravation? Life's too short.
Yeah, well, look, Jeff, you can't retire.
But if I retire this year, I get to keep $1.3 million that's left in my campaign fund. It's called the grandfather loophole.
All right, Jeff, I got it. Come here. There's this small software company that's about to go through the roof. Now, what you do, you buy a few $1,000s worth of stock options. It's going to bring in $500,000 easy. That's just for openers. All right.
If you put it like that, I suppose I have a duty to continue my career in public service.
Duty. You're something else, Jeff.
I am definitely in the wrong business.
Okay, so you see the general premise of the movie. He kind of sees behind the curtain, the veil curtain, if you will, sees behind the veil, however he says. And you know, he hear that congressman talking to that other rich guy, and the rich guy is what's called a lobbyist. All right, for those who aren't familiar with that term, a lobbyist is a person who takes part in organized attempts to influence legislators. Okay, they bribe your legislators, your congressmen. Okay, and I'm gonna let him explain it to you. Okay, watch.
My friends, I want to tell y'all about a town where the streets are paved with gold. I'm talking about a town where the marks will take you to dinner after you fuck them. I'm talking about a place where they run out of money, they just print some more. In this town, Cat bounced 900 checks, didn't even have to go to jail.
You mean Las Vegas?
No, not Las Vegas.
No, honey, he's talking about Washington, D.C.
Y'all ready for this? I am running for Congress.
What is this, a joke?
What's the con, T? Yeah, I don't get it, man.
Yo, man, Van Dyke.
Yeah,
You remember Willie Sutton?
my hero.
All right, now, what did Willie Sutton say when they asked him how come he robbed banks?
That's where the money is.
Exactly. Washington, D.C. That's where the money is. Listen, I have been doing some research. I've been to the library. Listen now before you left. Congressmen, when they get elected, they get $130,000 a year. That's their base salary. And then they have these things called PACs, okay, the political action committees, right? Then there's these lobbyists. Now, the lobbyists, their whole point in life is to buy you off. They just buy you off, and it's totally legal. It's the kind of a lifetime. And I'm telling y'all, I know we can do this shit.
Who are we, white man?
Us, man. Listen, if I get elected, I gotta have a staff, right? I'm gonna get a staff allowance. It says here that new Congress get a staff allowance of $537,000.
Damn. Yo.
Okay, now I get that kind of cash. I'm splitting it up with my homies and my home met.
But how exactly?
So he figures out how to get onto the ballot by going to this old lady right here, and they have a independent political party, and they already have a spot to get on the ballot. And they pick their candidates, and old school already knew that they hustlers. So they go to the old school, and then they get this scene that I put at the beginning, and I wanted to show you how these actors, they slip stuff in and try to give us clues, because if they put it out there, the movie probably won't get shown. You feel me?
Where the hell did you learn to speak Yiddish?
I learned it from Morris Elfbein, the Gin King of Miami Beach. Learned it from Morris Elfbein, the Gin King of Miami Beach.
All right, so you see the subtleties, right? It was him knowing the Yiddish, which Yiddish is modern, so-called Hebrew, which Hebrew is really ancient Phoenician, which is Canaanite, which is Moabite, right? All the same stuff, all the same language, just different variations based on time and location. But anyway, I digress. Because of his knowledge of Yiddish, right, that's what won over the older lady that ran the political party, which got him on the ballot, which essentially got him as a congressman, right? And then where did he learn it from? The Moorish elder, right? The Gin King, which is cards. I don't know if anybody know gin rummy. It's cards. And I ain't gonna get into cards, but if you look up the history of cards, you'll know that's Moorish. Goes back to Spain, Moorish. Tarot cards as well. Alright, but I'm digressing. So it was his knowledge of that, right? So he put that out there, you know what I'm saying? If you really analyze the movie, that was kind of the turning point, and it's based on his Moorish knowledge, you see? So you see the subtleties that they put in the movies, and you see his name, right? Like I said, his name was Thomas Jefferson Johnson. All of these names are like biblical. Like Thomas, it means twin, right? It means leader. And the book of Thomas, like I did a whole video on it right here. Jesus had a brother. I go into the book of Thomas, and it says in here that Thomas was the twin of Jesus. All right, he had appearance of Judas Thomas. See Jesus talking. He had the appearance of Judas Thomas. Said, "That's my brother." He gonna say it right here. Blessing him. Did you know? I don't want to play the video because Yeah. Anyway, he said right here. He said that I'm not him. That's my brother. So Thomas means twin, and the twin was Jesus. He was supposed to be Jesus' twin. Excuse me. In the apocryphal text, you got to look that up. You can watch this video. I'll show you where it says it. But so his name was Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson means peace. Now, as more as we know, Islam means peace, right? So Jefferson means peace. You see that, and then Johnson is essentially biblical. Son of John means Yahweh favored. Yohanan, okay, in the so-called Hebrew. So his name is very symbolic in itself. You see what I'm saying? The twin of peace, right? The son of John, which it's an old Dr. Phil Valentine L video where he go into the word John in the book of John, and his point is that the John, since there are no J's, the J was the I. Oh, there are no J's, forgive me. There were no J's at that time. That it's the ion, essentially. The book of John is talking about the ion. Okay? So when it says son of the ion, meaning son of the, son of electromagnetism, right? Okay, so you see the symbolism within his name. And then the Moorish, right? So let's go on. And now he's in, and I'm gonna go to the next scene, setting it up for you. He's in Congress, and he going to his first party. and he gonna see the two different sides of Congress, and this is real. Okay, this is what he's showing you in this movie. He's showing you this. He's showing you the other side. You understand what I'm saying? For his people who don't really know nothing about government, most of us is out here trying to survive, do whatever. So, he show you in this movie that it's two different types of people. It's people that's with the shit and gonna do what they gotta do to get over and win or whatever, and then it's people who really want to help people. And I mean people. I'm talking about the two different type of people in Congress. It's people who understand the game and in there to hustle, and then it's people who really believe that they can get in there and make change to the world. I mean, or to their country. You know what I'm saying? By their government. The way it's supposed to be. But he gonna show you in this. You'll see. Keep going.
Let's go meet the natives.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Can you be a little more elegant than that? Shaking your hands and shit. Hey, how you doing? Thomas Johnson.
Ray Simon, freshman from Tulsa. And this is Bo Chandler from,
Lufkin, Texas.
Great party.
You're Jeff Johnson, the guy from Florida.
Yeah, that's me.
You know, the rest of us are out there on the campaign trail, raising money, kissing ass, making speeches, dragging our butts from place to place. And he slides in on pure name recognition. Let me tell you something, Jeff. Fucking brilliant.
I about to have to kick him out of it. Okay, hey, no, I'm sorry. Hey, look, thanks a lot. Hey, listen, and don't call me Jeff. Jeff is my working name. My name is Thomas, and this is my cousin, Miss Loretta.
How do you do? How do you do?
So what were you guys before you got elected? Lawyers or something?
Oh, hey, no. I did morning weather and traffic for KTOK in Tulsa.
Oh.
You don't remember me? Tight end for the Oilers. My knee gimped out on me.
Oh, yes! Oh, hey, man, I was wondering what happened to you.
Hey, why don't you stop by my reception?
Yeah, but don't you go to his reception before you go to my reception.
But hey, I'm gonna be very offended if you guys don't come by my reception.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to have a reception.
Yes, I guess you're gonna have to have something. Shit, I ain't nothing about no reception.
All right, so you see, they was with the shit, right? They don't know nothing. They just in there to get their money, hustlers, right? But as he in the bathroom with this dude, he meet this dude, right? It's a different type of congressman. You got the first two, the majority. Then you got this type. All right, so watch how this go.
Mike Hoyt, Iowa.
Thomas Johnson, Florida. So how'd you wind up in D.C., Iowa? You did a crop report on TV or something?
No, actually, I owe it all to the Vietnamese. Oh, you're a war hero. POW. When I got back to Cedar Rapids, I spent so many years telling the Rotary Club what was wrong in Washington, they finally told me to either put up or shut up. So I put up, and here I am.
Talking about? What's wrong with Washington? Washington's great.
Oh, come on. We got acid rain killing fish, and nobody's stopping it. There's topsoil being washed away, no erosion programs. Why, there's chemicals in the livestock that... Oh, God, I sound like a Boy Scout.
No, actually, that's kind of nice. This town could use a few geeks like you.
So you see the contrast, right? There are actual good people in government who really believe that they are helping their country. But you see the vast majority is the other type. So see how it works, all right? So keep going. Watch.
Jerry Corrigan, as soon as I saw how you got elected, I knew you were a real comer. Hell, I bet Olaf Anderson voted for you.
I don't know. Who's Olaf Anderson?
Won't tell him you asked. Fell on the left up there. Chairman, Gulf Coast Power. Constituent of yours. Client of mine. Pays the rent. Know what I mean? Say, could I host a Welcome to Washington fundraiser for you? Down my law firm on K Street?
Absolutely.
At $500 a head, you could pick up 20, 25 grand to help you get started.
And how much of that are you going to get?
Doesn't come off the top. Down the road, I'll bill each of them $500 an hour whenever I take you to lunch.
You know, Terry, you and I are going to be so close.
All right, so you see that movie, Distinguished Gentlemen, is on YouTube free. All right, just letting y'all know. Shout out to Teflon Tawan 95 South. Put that out there. Good boy, good man, good man. But you see in this part right here, when he made that reference, look at the dude's hands. I want to show you this. In that scene, you go back, he show you that's the lawyer talking to our boy Thomas, Eddie Murphy, and telling him how he gonna basically bribe him. All right, they gonna throw a fundraiser. They gonna charge the people to eat, and then he gonna get his money back by billing them later. Right? That's how they legally get bribed. All right, and then he said that it was the lawyer guy. He said this guy paid his bills. This guy was the chairman of some corporate power and company corporation. This is the senator. All right, and look at his hands. That should be familiar. Y'all should know this whole thing, the whole Illuminati hand symbol thing. Okay, somebody said, "Why is Trump's hands?" And that's your boy. So don't think just because I'm showing and I'm going to show how he is exposing them doesn't mean he ain't with the shit. All right. Now, whether you want to believe that they all in on it, or whether you want to believe that this is a real war between the two powers of the Illuminati and blah blah blah, I really don't give a damn. Be honest with you, I'm just gonna sit back. We're just gonna sit back and see how it play out. But I'm showing you that this government is a fraud, and Trump is showing you that this government is a fraud. You understand what I'm saying? So, just to show that the Illuminati shit is in everything. Okay? So you see, he got the game down now, right? So, let's go to how this relates to today.
Really is a disgrace. For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity.
I am no different than anybody else up here, okay?
Well, that's not true. You see, some people here actually do something besides saving their own ass.
Just then you reminded me of my father.
Yeah, really? How so?
He used to say I was a scumbag, too.
Aren't you going to vote?
Is that what that means? All this time I've been listening to that shit thinking it was time for Final Jeopardy or something.
For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity.